Thanks. Thank you, White Text Friend. Just throws it to me. No countdown, nothing. Just go. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to Knights of Eveningstar. There was one thing I forgot before we went live to check with Anna, so I'll have to watch her reactions as I'm like, I'm gonna say a thing, and that thing is gonna be, and then I'll see what she said. She responds. But to get this rolling, this is Knights of Eveningstar here on the Dungeons and Dragons channel. This is the last episode of season 4, I believe. We're on season 4.
It is. It is the season 4 finale.
Season 4 finale. That means that we're going to be wrapping up this little side quest, little side adventure, which we'll get into and we'll recap in just a moment. I'm joined, as always, by these 4 wonderful people. I'm joined by Nate Sharp. Make a big happy face. Don't stop waving, Shady. It's not you. There we go. I'm joined by Jonathan Indovino, aka ShadyPenguinn.
There he goes.
Now you may smile and laugh. There we go. Yay.
The noise gate made it sound like
I'm joined by Anna Prosser. Give us a big happy smiley face. Wave. Lovely. I've been watching a lot of Taskmaster, so I'm there's channeling some of that energy. And of course, I'm joined by little Mica Burton.
Mica Burton?
Burton. It kind of got messed up.
You know what? I'll take it. I
like it.
I feel like I have no identity since the Sonic shoes sold out before I could get a pair. So who even am I anymore? I'm Mica Burton now.
The Sonic shoes?
I didn't even know there were some. Now I'm upset.
Welcome.
If you guys wanted those, you guys should have went fast. Sorry.
Yep, very good. Very good. You gotta go.
Hey, Mark,
fast.
I quit right now. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Was that you trying to fix your
it's
mic?
understandable.
It was like a TikTok, but with the mic.
You whipped it.
Yeah. I was impressed actually because if I did that fast with my mic arm, it would just fall off.
All right, it was worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, so damn hip and down with the kids and knowledge of your Sonic shoes and your TikToks. Gosh, one day.
Old man Mark over here.
Yeah.
With your TikToks and your Sonic shoes.
Yes. I mean, I am probably quite old, so most of the people watching this. So,
but on that topic, really quick. Wait, this is Tuesday, April 5th, right?
Mm-hmm.
On that topic, not to do an early shout out, but I just dropped a Sonic album, so go check it out.
Whoa. Go fast and check that out.
It's called Gotta Go Faster.
Gotta go faster. Wow.
Because there was a Gotta Go Fast already, right?
Yeah.
And now there's a Gotta Go Faster.
And now this one's faster. Anyway, that's all. It was just
faster
too
Sonic.
Yep.
Must attain acceleration.
2 miles per hour. Lovely. Well, that's very exciting. That's very good. I'm very
miles per hour is miles per hour.
Did you just get that? I'm not shaming. I'm saying I remember when I first got that, and it was a wonderful feeling.
Wait.
It's like your universe expands, right?
No, this is not a joke. I genuinely just understood miles per hour.
Miles per hour.
Is miles per hour.
Welcome.
We're off to a good start, folks.
Oh, I need to take a nap.
That's a sign when a young lady realizes that miles per hour is miles per hour. That's when she becomes a woman.
It's true. I'm officially a woman.
Wait till you learn why they call them Knuckles.
Anyway, I'm just gonna let that sink in. The thing I was going to mention, and I'm going to look at Anna as I start speaking. With this may be the end of season 4, but we will be back for season 5.
Yes.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
And a movie.
Not those specifically.
Not those.
Yeah.
Yes.
There will be a long break between this season and the next one. But the next one should be fire. And will most likely, if not definitely, conclude the Eveningstar story in season 5. Which
is the thing I wanted to check.
Yes.
Before we went
which
live,
you, as an audience, you may be like, no, I love Eveningstar. It's over. But here's what we've been thinking, which is all of us have been on a lot of D&D shows that have ended unexpectedly or come to an end due to factors that had nothing to do with story. So we're actually really glad to know that the 5th season will be our final season so that we can actually have an end that you guys can watch and that will be satisfying and that will feel like a denouement for our characters.
Damn,
so, although
fancy.
Thank you. So though we are sad, of course, that we would not be back with Eveningstar specifically after season 5, we are excited to bring you a wham bam awesome final season. But it will be after a little bit. So the great thing about that is if you haven't watched previous episodes that you want to catch up on so you can have the full context, or if you have friends that you're like, I would love to have you watch season 5 with me, there is enough time between season 4 and season 5 to properly catch up. So.
And then after that, season 6 will be released as an NFT, so it will be minted for only 2 people to watch.
That is incorrect.
Silence.
Nate is making that himself. You can get that on NateWantsToBattle.com.
No, you cannot.
Yeah. All of your complaints and things about NFTs to Nate. Nate wants to battle on social media.
Yes, send it to the guy who doesn't check social media. Your questions will
exactly.
Yes, your questions will be immediately answered.
It's like in Scrubs where the suggestion box is directly connected to a paper shredder.
Yes.
It's like, thanks, I'll get right on it.
Yeah.
But all that is to say, we don't have a specific release date for season 5, but you can watch for it most likely in the summer. And all of us will let you know on social media when that is happening. So if you don't already follow any of us, now is a good time to check out those social media handles and give them a follow.
Yeah. And we've got some really exciting stuff planned. Obviously, with D&D campaigns, what we might see is a little bit of time skippage. We might see a little bit of like jumping ahead so that we can resolve some of these threads and things planned. We've got some pretty fun stuff. We've all sort of had a good chat about it individually. We've got some really fun ideas. And I think especially the very final couple of episodes, I think are going to be pretty top notch. So come and check that out. I was going to also say a very big thank you to Anna Prosser, who has done an amazing job at organizing our scheduling, working with all the lovely folks at Wizards of the Coast to kind of manage all of this and do all the communication for us. Anna, thank you so much for doing that, because quite often, like, a lot of people sometimes think that the DM takes care of that. I have been very blessed. Anna has been taking care of all of that for me to take off some of the burden of DMing as well. No, thank you. Thank you for doing all the hard work. It's really appreciated. So with that, though, obviously, good news and sad news. There will be a season 5, but we're going to wrap up the story. But we still have season 4 to finish, and we have a little side quest to wrap up as well. And for that, I have a little recap. Unless there is anything Jonathan Indovino, aka ShadyPenguinn, wishes to say.
No, nothing at all. Not even a little bit.
Specifically, Jonathan Indovino, aka ShadyPenguinn.
Well, it's just like I felt like he wanted to say stuff, and then we were just like. Blah, blah, blah,
no, I did one of these, and then Nate freaked out, and I just.
I wasn't ready for it. Like, I'm aware that exists, but it's still unsettling.
Wait, why can't I do it as well as you?
You were just doing it.
But my fingers are in the way here. How do you not put your
the dimensions?
You guys didn't know when you tuned into Eveningstar today.
This is pure chaos.
I love it.
I gave myself a splinter.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Mark, you can just mute Nate. Yeah. Just let me continue.
But like, it's a dog. Okay, I'm done.
So, last time on Nights of Eveningstar, our heroes have set out to explore and clear out an old dwarven mine to the north of the town, hoping to turn its riches to their favor and bring prosperity to Eveningstar. On arrival, they found signs that the surveyors sent to investigate had gone missing, and their upper levels seemed clear and still full of rich silver ore veins. A clockwork elevator of dwarven make beckoned down, but the canny trio of Azara, Agnis, and Tarkhal spotted a waiting gelatinous cube, which was quickly vanquished. Descending the clockwork lift, however, the party was struck with mechanical troubles, and 4 black puddings, which split into even more black puddings, and nearly ate away through the metal chains. Eventually, the party reached the lowest levels, where they found a surviving surveyor, a goblin woman called Kira, who was dehydrated and starving, and seems to have had her memory blanked on what happened here in the mines. She pointed the party down a tunnel towards a dwarven structure, claiming that was the last place she remembered seeing anybody else and she ran through some sort of chamber to escape, and that was the only sort of information she really gave you. She is still with you. You can ask more questions if you would like, but that was the last thing that happened, and that is where we jump back in with just the soft, pale white light of the drift globe illuminating these very well carved, very well maintained dwarven mine tunnels. There are also rail tracks that lead away through this tunnel into the darkness further ahead, and to the lift as well.
We must have a minecart montage, a chaotic roll through the mine in
are
the
there
cart.
carts?
But if we didn't have that though, would that ruin everything?
The DM has lost control when they say, well, what if we
what if we did not do that? Yeah.
I've not said we could. I've not said that. I'm just saying. I'm asking the question: is if that didn't happen, would you all be very disappointed and sad? That's the question.
But now
you're making me think it's super awesome that I should be disappointed.
If we say we'll be really disappointed, does that mean it will happen? I'm just saying Agnes is definitely keeping a lookout for carts that go on those rail tracks.
Okay, sure.
How many paths are there? Is there just...
There were two paths. There was only two. It was like a forked split from the lift itself. And Kira, in her sort of weariness, pointed you down one of them, saying that was where she had come from.
And did she say something about a devil or a demon or something? What did she say last time? I vaguely remember something about mine Satan. Am I making
it's ringing a bell.
If you have written notes down about Mind Satan, then you can make the allusions to whatever that may be, and where you learned that information source from.
I just don't remember, because I remember Kira said, "Oh, they forgot they had their memory taken, lost."
I think, and then we assumed demons were involved because memories and demons go hand in hand. Like
that's what it was. I did an arcane check.
Yeah,
and it was like probably demons.
Right.
That's where you were found from. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different magic that can cause people to lose memories, but yeah, things like demons and devils could certainly do that.
Right.
But yeah, the last thing she really said was that she remembered there being some sort of, she was running away from the chamber where she saw the other surveyors in fear. Like she was frightened of something and like terribly afraid, and she ran away from it. And that was the last thing. Like her memory came back from basically running into the caves where you found her. And then she's been stuck down here because the gelatinous cube was basically in the lift, preventing her from escaping. That was the intel that you received.
And we gave Kira rations and water and stuff to help.
Right.
Yes, certainly will. She definitely still needs to get back to Eveningstar. She's not really in a fit state to sort of travel on her own. But you've certainly prevented any sort of immediate death. Like she has something like to at least keep her going. So
well, didn't we decide to take a short rest right as we ended, but we didn't actually take that rest?
Sure. If you guys haven't taken that short rest, if you'd like to take an hour to take a short rest,
I feel like that would be a good idea.
I have a question. How long would it take for me to bring Kira up to the surface?
Probably about an hour. To take the lift takes about 3 minutes either way. It's sort of like 20 minutes going through the mines, but she moves quite slowly because she doesn't have all of her energy left and stuff. I mean, she's a goblin. You could probably carry her, and then you could be done in sort of like 10, 15 minutes, if that was the case. You could at least get her up to the surveyor's camp, where there's like tents and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I think I would want to bring her up to where our I guess I don't know how smart our flying cats are, our Tressum. Like I kind of
Tressum are very smart. Yeah, they're like human intelligence.
Okay, then I would like to propose that I bring Kira back up and let her take my Tressum back to town so she can get help as quickly as possible. Is that something the group thinks is a dumb idea? Is it an okay idea?
If you don't need the rest.
Oh, that's right. I need to sleep. Never mind. This is not something I can do.
Yeah, I'd rather you get your short rest, especially if she doesn't
Then at
look
least
like
you could
she's
spend
on the
hit dice.
brink.
If we could rest for an hour and 10 minutes though, then you said I could be done in 10 minutes.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we could do that.
As long as if you want to take her and then also get a short rest, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And have her bring back or like send maybe Alyssa.
Yeah, and some soldiers.
And some soldiers with some healing potions and a medic, yeah.
Okay, that's in case
that's a great idea.
That will take them a lot longer. It'll take the soldiers in that much longer to reach here because you guys flew on the Tressim, so you could kind of go as the crow flies. But you could definitely send them and they'll arrive, but they're not going to arrive anytime soon.
Oh, darn.
It will take them probably half a day to a day to get
or maybe just have them like be prepared back at Eveningstar. Like if we don't come back by nightfall to come find us.
I got an idea. She's going to take Dark Step back. She's going to ask Alyssa to come on Dark Step so she can get here quickly. Like she won't be here probably by the time we finish, but she'll be here to meet us hopefully like when we finish, not before we finish.
In case we need like an escort back or something. Yeah.
Sure. Sounds good. The only thing with this,
we could also take the other Tressim back too to bring a couple, like a medic and a soldier.
So, here's going to be my point, right? So, at the moment, the Tressim have been trained, because you've only spent a little bit of time training them. They've been trained to accept you guys as riders, and you guys have specifically, worked with them to ride with them. I was going to have Tarkhal make an animal handling check to see how well he, the Dark Step actually, listens and will take this goblin back to town and then come back. But that is, at this moment, they're still not, super loyal, fully trained. You haven't spent a lot of time with them. You are going to need to sort of make a check. So the idea of trying to send all 4 of them back without you guys riding them there's a risk that they might get distracted. They might go off and do other stuff. It's not like they're going to run away permanently, but how well they accomplish that goal is basically going to be a dice roll.
Okay, so maybe I'm just overthinking it. I want to make sure nothing happens to Kira. But if there's a chance that I roll poorly and then Dark Step actually takes a dark step off a cliff or something and Kira dies because of that, I'd rather her just stay here.
It's not going to be a case of it makes me worry about the other DMs you've played with, Shady, because if you roll badly, I'm not going to basically be like, the goblin's dead now. Your cat's killed her. I'm not going to do that. It's just probably going to take a longer time. Or it's just going to, it might not be that they get back in time before you guys have finished here.
Okay.
That kind of stuff.
Then, if that's the case, I think I still want to try to.
I'm not that cruel as a DM.
I'm like, you rolled the 1.
Her back. Goblin's dead.
Yeah, I mean, if I rolled the 1, I would expect both Dark Step and the Goblin to just turn to ash. That's what I'm used to. Yeah.
Fair enough.
You play with Nate as a DM, don't you?
What?
You rolled a 1?
No,
nah, you didn't.
Nate actually hasn't hurt me that bad. I've had another DM literally rip my heart out of my chest, though. But Nate has hurt me a couple times, but in a good way, in a storytelling way. It's good. Okay, I will attempt an animal handling.
Sure,
Mark's hurt me too. You guys have actually seen it with Willow Song, so forget it. I'm rolling.
That was rough.
Animal handling. I rolled a 11 minus 1, 10.
Oh, 10. Yeah, so the Dark Step kind of angrily agrees and will let the weak, dehydrated goblin onto their back. But you don't think they're going to do this task in any sort of urgency. They're like, I will go, but I'm going on my terms. And they sort of lazily flap up into the air. They're probably going to get distracted chasing some rabbits, but they will do it.
Okay.
They're just not going to do it under any sort of haste, basically.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fine. Then I will return to the crew and then take my short rest down yonder.
Sure. Lovely.
Great.
Take your short rest as you wish. Roll those hit dice. Get those hit points back.
I'm just going to roll them all.
Okay. I love it.
I still didn't heal the full, but I rolled them all.
Nice. Well, even better. So,
good thing
what's
you
the
did
plan?
Some then. If you
right?
That worked out. All right. As usual, I propose Clyve leads the way.
I go.
But we should discuss strategy. If there is a memory bending element ahead, is there any protection we can give our minds? And I look at Azara as the person who would have any magic that could do anything like that.
Azara looks at the ceiling. Because no, there's nothing.
Clyve's already like 15 feet ahead. He heard Clyve go, so Clyve go.
Well, hold on. Azara, that kind of magic would usually have to do with wisdom, right?
Yes.
Well, I can use enhance ability to give us Owl's wisdom, which gives advantage on wisdom checks.
To everyone?
I have one spell slot, or if I cast it at a higher level, I can do it on one additional creature for each slot. So if I cast it at, let's see, 2, 3, 4. If I cast it at 5th level, it's for all of us. So I could do that.
Would you want to use your 5th level slot though?
This seems like an important thing if there's going to be memory trickery.
Yeah.
Is it like within range?
We can catch up.
I think once the spell is cast, I think it just stays. Like once it's cast, it remains as long as Agnes is concentrating. So I do think it's a concentration.
Yeah, it is. Up to an hour.
Clyve is 20 feet out now and also doesn't need that / don't waste it.
Why?
Because it's for wisdom saves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a negative mod for me. So
you definitely need it.
Yeah, you get advantage.
I'm going to fail, but I'd say save the slot.
Well, all right. Clyve is not a willing creature, so I'll do it on.
You could do it at 4th level and then hit the 3 of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But in game, Clyve's like, don't need it.
Yeah.
He's just going.
Agnes rolls her eyes and puts her hand on Azara's shoulder and Tarkhal's shoulder, and a vision of a flaming owl poofs into existence before them and dissipates, and there's like embers on their shoulders.
Ooh.
Nice. Very Dark Souls Elden Ring. I like it. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, Clyve is now, like 20, 25 feet ahead. Who's going to come up behind Clyve?
I'm going to quickly come up behind Clyve and cast a quick...
Do you want to speed up to Clyve and get, next to him? Or
not next to, but close-ish. But I do want to cast a quick detect magic because it within 30 feet around me, just in case all of a sudden there's some distortion.
And how long
happening.
does that last?
10 minutes.
A couple of questions. How long? 10 minutes. And you say close-ish to Clyve. How far exactly? Let's talk in game terms feet-wise. Are we 5, 10, 15 feet behind Clyve?
10 feet behind Clyve. So 20 feet before him, I would know if there's magic.
Okay, yeah. So 10 feet behind Clyve. What about Agnes and Tarkhal? Where are you guys going to be?
I'll be hanging out next to Azara because I feel like the Drift Globe is hanging out mostly with me. So I want to try to be central to the party for light reasons.
Yeah, the caverns that you're currently in are quite wide. They're maybe 20 feet wide, these caverns. So, they're actually quite spacious. They've been properly carved out, even floor. So very easy to get next to Azara and just sort of walk alongside her.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Yes.
Would the DM allow me to ready an action at the first sign of there's going to be fight?
What is the action you would like to hold?
I just want to be ready to do a bolstering magic on myself.
A bolstering magic, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you'll hold your action to do bolstering magic on yourself when that thing's. I think so you'd have to define it a little bit more. Are we saying a hostile creature, when you see a creature that's an enemy, you're going to cast this thing on yourself? Or is this if I trigger a trap, I'm going to cast this thing on myself?
Just something actually, let me see. You target convert on bet for 10 minutes. You can roll a d3 whenever making an attack roll or an ability check. I'll just say combat, hostile creature.
Hostile creature. Yeah, okay. So you see a hostile creature, you're going to use this bolstering magic on yourself as a reaction. So you're going to be holding that action. Okay. And then finally, Tarkhal. Where's Tarkhal in all of this these shenanigans?
Yeah, I would want to lead the back of the party anyway. Or you don't lead the back, do you? I guess it depends on what country you're in.
Watching
lead the back. Yeah, I'm going to lead it. I'm going to lead it. I'm going to put 10 feet between me and Agnes and Azara, since they're
so we've got, so to kind of figure this out, we have Clyve at the front, 10 feet behind Clyve, we have Azara and Agnis, and then 10 feet behind them, we have Tarkhal.
Another cookie. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Perfect explanation.
The Oreo formation.
Yes.
We can quite common in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. We assume the classic Oreo formation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, classic Oreo formation. I love it. All right. Is anybody stealthing? Are we being quiet? Are we being sneaky?
My hood is up, baby. I'm always stealthing. My name's Tarkhal Crownsilver.
Ooh, also known as Sneaky Boy.
Yeah, Sneaky Boy. What about cream stuffing? Are we sneaking?
I'm sneaking.
In the middle? All right. That will slow your movement down.
That's fine. We're not in a hurry.
Not in a rush, Mark.
Clyve is.
True.
Clive's walking down the hall whistling a fun little tune.
Okay, Clyve.
You know, if Clyve is already not being stealthy, I'm just keeping up with him, but not drawing attention to myself.
I always have disadvantage on stealth checks, so there's kind of no point for me. You wouldn't anyway.
Nice. All right, so let's just have a stealth check from Tarkhal, who will probably fall a little bit behind everybody as he's keeping to the shadows and everybody else moves up.
That's exactly what I planned. I rolled a 13 stealth. Stealth is here. 12, 25.
Oh, Jesus.
25. All right. So,
Tarkhal's gone.
Clyve leading the front. Clyve, you are the first one to enter the little kind of like, I think it's like 40, 50 feet of light from the drift globe. It kind of illuminates the path in front of you. As you emerge, you kind of take a few twists and turns through these worked mine shafts. But following the rail tracks, you eventually come to a very large sort of natural cavern that has been shaped and worked to become the very impressive entryway into a dwarven citadel, a sort of fortress almost built into the rock itself. What you see, though, is a kind of natural cavern that has been carved out to create sort of a sort of cylindrical tube, like a half pipe almost, that stretches about 120 feet long. There is a bridge, a 10-foot wide bridge that kind of stretches out across this carved out depression and leads to a carved worked stone wall with a set of double doors in it. In fact, actually, you wouldn't be able to see that, the light of the globe. You can vaguely see the shape of a wall and maybe a door, but you can't see any details about it. It's in the kind of dark, dim gloom of this cavern. The actual cavern is about 50 feet wide, but the bridge is only about 10 feet wide, and you can see that there is a very stagnant, still-looking liquid in this kind of depressed basin, this kind of cylindrical depression. And you can just see on the very edges closest to you are two dwarven statues, one on either side of this chamber. They are dwarven men and women holding jars, and they're sort of tipping the jars down, and there is just like a trickle or like a drip of this liquid going down into the pool below the bridge. Visibility is limited. You can only see, about 40 feet with the drift globe's light. You can only see about 40 feet in front of you. Your dark vision probably extends a little bit beyond that to give you about 60 feet. But you basically just see a bridge going into darkness ahead of you, this kind of like cylindrical half pipe filled with still liquid, and then these statues on either side. And that is what you see.
You said liquid. Does it look like it's not water?
Clyve is the first one to see this. Is the main question, is Clyve stopping, or are you just going to go straight onto this bridge? Because then the other two will kind of come up behind as you are stepping out onto it.
Is my detect magic pinging off of anything yet?
I don't think so.
Not even off that strange liquid?
Don't think so. No, don't think so.
Okay, so I'm the first to see this.
Yeah, you're the first to see this. Maybe there is the very faintest, the absolute most dilute, faintest echo of transmutation magic on the water.
Yeah.
But it is so weak. It's incredibly weak.
Even feeling that, even the faintest, Azara will whisper loudly, actually, no, gonna message. gonna message to everybody. Do not touch that liquid.
Who are you messaging first?
Clyve.
Who said that?
And then a message.
Clyve's response.
Oh, wait.
It's Azara.
Wait. How are you doing that?
Clyve, it's magic. I've done this before.
Well, I didn't remember.
Clyve, this has happened many times.
It's echoey in here.
Yes, it's very echoey in your mind. Anyway, don't touch the liquid.
No, I'm talking about out here. It's a echoey hole.
It's a very echoey chamber.
Oh, it's very... Yeah. Well, stop talking out loud.
Just sorry.
Respond in your mind. This is just happening back and forth.
All right.
Stop talking out loud, okay?
He does one of these. Respond with my mind. Respond with my mind.
God.
Probably at this point, Tarkhal has actually caught up. In the time it took for all of these 6-second message spells to go ahead, Tarkhal, you've actually kind of like crept up and you're now just behind your sister.
Do I know that Tarkhal's here, even though he's sneaking?
No, 25. You don't know he's there. Nobody does.
Well,
unless he tells you. No one knows he's there.
Then I message Agnes.
I'm thinking of a number. Can you see it?
Clyve, that's not how this works.
It was 6.
Oh my God. That I don't. Is it? What else is in the room?
You look out as you've all kind of arrived there now. You see this long stone bridge, about 10 feet wide, across this sort of curved half pipe corridor. Like it kind of curves down into a pressure. It's very hard to tell how deep it goes because this liquid is the way that the lighting is it looks almost pitch black, right? It just looks like this dark shape of just very still, faintly rippling water. You can see the statues on either side with dark vision, maybe about 60 feet, like at the very edge of the bridge. If you look down, there are 2 more of those statues about midway down the chamber. And then maybe there's another set, but it does look like there might be, 2 or 3, maybe 4 on each side of this bridge.
Doing the pouring?
Yeah, they're holding like these big jugs, and they're kind of lifting them up, and there is just like a very faint trickle of water or liquid kind of pouring out of the ends of these 3 of the jars. 3 of them look like there's no water coming out of them at all.
Okay.
I rolled to see what Clyve's intuition might be to see if this is of any concern or not, and I nat 20'd, so this is concerning enough where I'm just going to bolstering magic now.
Okay.
And I'm going to start crossing the bridge.
Okay. All right. So the 3 of you, you see Clyve beginning to step out.
I'm going to summon Candor.
Okay. All right.
I already am going to bonus action summon my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Just get it ready.
All right. Mark those spell slots off.
Yep.
I'm also
and then
going to
Tarkhal coming up the rear.
Candor like a few feet in front of Clyve, just as an alarm.
Yeah. Okay. So Candor just flies overhead. Seems to illuminate a little dim orange light from Candor, kind of illuminating the bridge in this darkness. The drift globe behind, in Agnes's, floating beside Agnes, casting this pallid white moonlight through this very quite ominous, but also kind of like old. It feels very ancient here. And the shadows, as the drift globe and Candor's light pass over the dwarf statues, their features almost seem to darken and become a lot more ominous. You can see that they look very worn with age. They have sort of black lines of dirt and grime kind of pouring out of their eyes and in their joints. And it looks like this has definitely not been well kept. As you are moving, Clyve, and I will just check something on Clyve's character sheet. My campaigns. It's never been easier. D&D Beyond. View Clyve's sheet. Let's just have a look at some passive scores here for old Clyve. Okay. So Clyve, you are just striding your way across this bridge. You're just making your way. It's about 10 feet across. As you get about 25 feet from the start, so you kind of make a movement down the bridge. You put your big foot hair. You take a couple of steps with your big, heavy paws, wearing your armor and shield, and you feel the stone beneath you give way as it seems to break under the weight of you. You didn't quite see, being the head of the column, you didn't notice that the flooring looked quite pitted and cracked and the supports damaged. Agnis, who now, like, seeing you begin to fall, you look, and if you had been moving at the front, you probably would have spotted these kind of broken pieces of stone. Like, it looks like it's been worn away by acid. But Clyve, I need you to please make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Whoop. That's well, I don't get advantage because I didn't see it, right?
You did not see this coming, no, unfortunately not.
Okay, I'm gonna use.
But Candor is right next to Clyve and can use fiery teleportation to just boop him back onto the bridge behind.
But not as a reaction, right? It's a bonus action for him to do
you're
that.
right.
This thing on his turn. So this happens before Candor can, this is,
it
something
was
that's not a reaction.
It was a 9 total. I'm gonna, I guess, use my bolstering magic bonus now.
Can you use bolstering magic on saving throws, or is it ability checks and attack rolls?
Oh, right. JK.
I don't know. That's a genuine question. I don't really know much about your subclass.
No, you're
so
right. You're right.
Like,
it's ability checks and attack rolls, not saving throws. So, JK. Whee!
Okay. So the stone breaks away and it kind of tumbles into the pool underneath this kind of curved platform, and it forms like this pile of debris. But you go tumbling into the water, or certainly what you thought was water, Clyve.
When he falls, you don't hear like a yell or like a or anything. You just kind of, as everything's crumbling, it goes down. You just hear a
as you're pulled under. You hit the liquid and you do kind of splash into it, but it's definitely more viscous than water would be. And you begin to feel a very familiar burning sensation as acid begins to eat away at you.
Now, can I fiery teleport him?
Thick, spicy water.
You will be able to in a second. As Clyve hits the water, it kind of sends out this like ripple across the pool, right? And you begin to see the three of you still on the bridge who have very good passive. As Clyve hits it, little bits of this pool begin sticking to the struts of the tower, and they are beginning to crawl up. Little tiny, like small little pieces just beginning to crawl
thank
up.
You.
Yeah, it's okay. You're most welcome. Let me just very quickly throw... I meant to do this before, and I forgot to, but that's okay, because it's never been easier, thanks to Indie Beyond.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, even though it seems like we should be at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just a great tool. So we are going to roll initiative very quickly, but it's probably likely that, Candor will just be able to act pretty quick. So if I can just get everyone.
Oh, guess who Nat 20'd her initiative?
Nice.
Damn.
I have a feeling that Candor will absolutely be going pretty quick. What do we get on Tarkhal and Azara?
I got a 17.
17.
And I got 22.
22.
Why do you sound sad about that?
I'm not sad. I got 22. I'm not 21 anymore, and I'm getting old. It's tough.
Yeah. And his sister got 23, beaten by 1. Well, Agnis Crownsilver, you are first to go. Shady, did your short rest healing apply?
It says I have 101 out of 102 on my page.
Oh, okay. On my page, it's just showing you still having 45, but that's fine. That's just
weird.
You have 102 hit points. I have 68.
Tough feat, baby.
He's a tough boy. Yeah, he's a tough boy. Anyway, Agnis, your turn, and then Candor, I believe, goes immediately after you, correct?
He shares my initiative, but I don't know that it has to be right after.
That means he goes... I believe it does. I believe it. Generally, summoned creatures always go after their summoner.
Oh, because I have to give him the command.
Yes, that's it. You have to use your bonus action to give him a command, I believe.
But You can use a bonus action before an action, though, can't you?
That is true.
You can. But you give him you spend your bonus action to do the command.
Giving him the command.
And then on Canda's turn, he then does it. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Then I'm going to, as long as a spell is not concentration, I can cast it without breaking concentration on my Owl's Wisdom, right?
Absolutely can. And on the spirit, I just checked. It says specifically shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. The only action it can take is the dot action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action.
Got it.
Yeah. So
okay.
It works as we thought.
I can only cast that on myself? I thought absorb elements could be cast on other people.
No, and it's also a reaction absorb element. So when you get hit by something, you can then use it to reduce the damage.
I'm learning so much in this very moment. I am going to, I guess, just I don't want these things to come up here.
Yeah, and you can see there's probably 6 of these globules that have stuck themselves to. It looks like there are 4 pillar supports that keep the bridge up. And there's one closest to where you first came onto the bridge, and then they're sort of spaced evenly along. At least 3 of them have stuck themselves to the one behind you, and 3 to the one in front of you, and they're slowly clawing their way up. They don't look to be very fast, but they are coming up in number.
Well, we'll just give them a little scorching ray, and I'm going to cast that at 3rd level, so that will give me 5 rays.
Okay.
And I'm going to focus them on. You said there's some coming in front and some coming behind, but they're both on the same section of bridge that we're on, right?
So imagine, theater of the mind, right? You guys are on the first 25 feet section of the bridge. Clyve broke through, and there's now a 15-foot gap between where you are and the next bit of bridge ahead of you. So there's actually like a 15-foot section. And yeah, these slimes are basically trying to swarm this 25-foot section that you're currently on.
Okay. I'm going to aim for the ones behind and focus.
Well, you get to make attack each ray, so you can always be like first 3 behind, and if one dies, you can move on to another one. Or
okay, so first attack is a 10.
That will hit, and you don't need to worry about damage. It burns this thing, it incinerates it. It just melts this little kind of blob of ooze immediately. Has 1 hit point.
All right, second one is a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Do I need to roll damage for that one?
Nope.
Same thing.
Burns it away. Yeah.
Great.
Same thing.
All right. Next one is 13 to hit. So that one's pew, pew, pew. And then I'll turn my attention to the other 3 ahead of us and make another attack. That is a 24 to hit. So that one's probably dead.
That's toast as well. Yes.
Final one also hits. So I have toasted 5 of them.
You, with these kind of beams of fire from your hands, or however it looks, you can describe it as you wish. But yeah, these things incinerate as soon as you touch them, and just bubble and burst as the fire ignites them.
I look like a stoling champion. Yeah.
Yeah, as these wicked flames erupt everywhere. Nice.
And then I will use my bonus action to say, Candor, get Clyve. And send Candor to retrieve him with fiery teleportation, which also causes fire damage at the point of departure. So I don't know if that...
So Clyve is now sort of about 15, 20 feet down. So Candor would have to fly down to Clyve, and then he can teleport them 15 feet, right? So he could teleport them back up onto the bridge, either on your side or on the kind of gap ahead of you.
I think I'd put him on our side.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Candor does so. The fire does seem to sort of burn some of the pool, and very similar to when you used your fire against the individual creatures, it does seem to bubble and burst. But you begin to see that the 3 jars of the statues that were sort of holding these jars, the liquid begins to become more thick and viscous as it pours back, sort of almost topping the pool up. Whatever damage has been done and whatever was reduced by these creatures pulling out of it seems to have been replenished.
Gross.
Very gross. Are you done?
Yes, I grimace, and that ends my turn.
Tarkhal Crownsilver.
Are there any more of these little evils floating up coming up to us?
Just one climbing up the little side of a pillar. Agnis kind of leaned over and burnt most of them off, but there is just one remaining.
I'm just going to kiss the silver and chuck it.
Okay, sure.
And that is that's an 11 to hit.
That still hits, and again, you don't need to roll damage. It's got 1 hit point. So the Kiss of Silver rips through it. The piercing damage seems to cause it to burst like a bubble, and the dagger whips back in your hand. Yeah.
Can we high five? Because we're Crownsilvers and we just own those.
Sure.
Free action to high five, and then
Awesome.
Is the ground beneath me? Like, does it seem stable?
The section of bridge you are currently on, which is about 25 feet from the entrance, from the bridge start to where you currently are, is stable. Like you've walked on it. You don't seem to have caused any damage. There is now a 15-foot gap that one would need to traverse, like jump across or teleport across to get to the next section of the bridge if you want to continue trying to get to the other side.
Can I do that?
You certainly can. What is your strength score?
16.
16. So you can make the gap as long as you can take a 10-foot running start. So you would need to have like maybe Clyve or some of the others sort of like step to the side. If you get a 10-foot running jump, you can jump 16 feet, which would just about clear you to the other side of the gap. And then you would have whatever, I think that would be 5 feet of movement left to continue your movement.
Okay.
So you can absolutely do that.
All right, I want to do that. I want to do a Andre the Giant from Princess Bride. The everybody move, and then
and then you take a couple of steps back, you do a big run up, and then woof, you leap over. And I mean, you just barely you're about a foot, over where the bridge falls away.
Gotta work on my long jump, dude. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's long jumping is pretty hard. Like a 16-foot long jump is pretty.
That's
impressive.
ridiculous.
Like,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. But you clear it just about.
And then
I'll now on the next section of bridge.
The rest of my movement, I'm gonna move away from the edge of the bridge, basically.
Okay.
Forward. I'm gonna move forward.
Yeah, you want to move forward 5 feet. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're about. So that was 25 feet. 25 feet. And then you're about 5 feet ahead of that. So that is going to be about 45 feet down this bridge right currently. We next pass to Azara.
Are we still in initiative?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are there still things to fight?
Oh, you can't see anything at the moment.
Concerned.
Did I get? Wait, did my initiative go?
You got an 8.
No, what? Oh, sorry. The advantage. It was an 18 or 19.
Okay. Let me put you at 18. We'll do Clyve and then we'll jump to Azara.
Okay.
Because you hadn't fully taken your turn yet. So let's just keep it in order.
Okay. So I got teleported, and there isn't
you are now back on the section of bridge with Azara and Agnis. You've just watched Tarkhal run past you and jump to the next section of bridge ahead of you.
Okay. If there's nothing to hit in the immediate vicinity, then I will.
Agnis burn it all.
I'll jump.
Sure. Yeah. What's your strength score? It's 18 or something, right? 16.
19.
19 easily. Again, as long as you've got that 10-foot run up, you take 10 feet, you jump 15 feet, which takes 25 feet out of your movement, and then you can just continue going. You don't even need to make a check. You can easily clear that distance with your strength.
Cool. I continue forward.
Yeah. How much extra movement do you have? Because you're a barbarian, so I know you move a little bit quicker.
It's 45 feet total.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you've got still a good 25 feet, 20 feet, sorry, to move. So you can actually get ahead of Tarkhal now.
Sure.
As you go forward a little bit. So that would put you that put you another 15 foot ahead of Tarkhal, which means 60 feet. Okay. All right. Azara.
Yeah. I'm gonna Misty step across.
Okay. Yeah. So you just 30 feet across. That basically puts you. So you're at 25 feet. So that puts you just 5 feet behind Clyve. You're now between Tarkhal and Clyve on the next section of bridge.
Yeah.
As your bonus action. Cool.
Anything else? But I still have an action.
And a move.
And a move.
And you're about 55 feet now along this bridge. You're beginning to see that there is this doorway. It seems to be like a doorway built into a wall at the very end of the bridge. You can see cracks and broken sections of that wall. Kind of small little holes and things like that. Can you make a perception check for me?
I certainly can. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The section of bridge 5 feet in front of Clyve has that same pitted, worn damage. It looks like if Clyve had taken one more step, he would have collapsed that section of the bridge again and fallen down.
I'm going to warn Clyve and let him know.
Yeah, it's another 15 foot of of damaged looking bridge. Right?
Another 15 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let the whole party know about that.
Okay.
And I do. I would like to go cast mending on it.
Nice.
Okay. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at mending.
Mending used.
It says it repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain linked to halves of a broken key, but it's a cantrip.
It is, yeah. So this is many breaks. This is slow erosion and things like that. 1 foot in any dimension. So you would need to cast it for 15 rounds to repair this bridge.
Oh, damn.
Because it's 1 foot of space it can fix at a time.
I want to at least make it I want to make it at least 14 feet. So maybe the jump is easier.
That makes sense. Yeah, because it does affect the distance that you would need to jump. So you can slowly start sort of mending that first little area. Yeah, bone section and cantrip. Yeah. Okay, so it's now 14 feet of broken bridge that's ahead of you. All right, nice.
And if there's nothing to fight,
very
then
creative.
That's it.
Nothing to fight at the moment.
Right. That I can see.
So. After Azara's turn, you all watch. Agnis is the only one who's still left behind you. But now you see 9 globules of this black ooze coming out of the water, slowly beginning to crawl up the sides of the bridge, trying to reach the top again. Moving very slowly, but they seem to be multiplying considerably. And they're beginning to crawl their way
that's too many.
Is it too many?
That's too many.
I don't think it is. I think it's just enough. So I'm sorry. And then just jump straight back up to Agnis.
So if I'm understanding correctly, it's me on the first 25 foot section of bridge, 15 feet of broken bridge.
Yep.
Another section of bridge that has, after a little bit, another section that would break if you walked on it.
Yes.
So I could transport with fiery teleportation across to a safe section of bridge from where I am.
Yes, you could. If you on your turn, you bonus action and say, "Candid, teleport me." Use fiery teleportation. That would send you to the next section of bridge where Tarkhal, Azara, and Clyve all currently are. Yes.
And which section of the bridge are the puddings, as you called them, climbing?
The little tiny puddings. So there's about sort of 4 on your section, and now there's 5 on that middle section. It looks like they're being drawn to wherever life is, like where they've sent them the larger number towards the greater sort of collection of them.
And none of them are in melee range. They're all far below, right?
They moved about 15 feet. When they climbed up the side, they moved about 15 feet. So next turn, they will get onto that section of the bridge. Takes them about 2 rounds to get up to within melee range.
I just feel like a big bad is coming, and I really don't want to waste my spells on all these little doodads. But
do you have any cantrips that can just...
Not really. I have Primal Savagery, which needs melee, and I have Create Bonfire, which creates 1 fire, but not thrown at someone.
Don't you have
it's on the ground. Yeah, that's true.
You'd only get 1 attack with the bow.
Yeah. But could cast 1 more Scorching Ray just to see what levels I have left.
Yeah, and you mean, and meta game knowledge, you've seen that these things are incredibly weak. They seem to die very easily, especially to fire and piercing damage, at least. So you know that they're quite weak, and you don't know, how dangerous they will be.
I'll cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level. So I'll get 4 rays.
4 rays.
And I'm going to aim them at the ones that are on the section of bridge ahead of us.
Okay, sure.
So first attack is a... Hello? 13.
Hello?
Anything
13
above
hits.
10 hits, right?
Anything above 8 hits these guys.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is...
Very slow.
A 16.
16.
Third one is a 11. Fourth one is 14.
4 of these things, so 4 of the 5 on the next section, climbing up their way towards your friends, burst into flames and evaporate.
Great. And then Candor is going to fly over to me, poof in flames, poof back
Bonus
on the
action,
other side.
Teleport you 15 feet. So you're basically next to Tarkhal. You and Tarkhal are basically together at the sort of one end of this next section of bridge. Then we have like a little bit of distance.
Since I appear next to Tarkhal, and I have just yet again cleared all of them but one, I motion like, all yours at the one that's left.
Thank you.
Nice, excellent. And Candle's with you. So so we've got Agnis and Tarkhal at the edge of one of these sections of bridge. We've got about 10 feet. Then we have Azara, and then 5 feet in front of Azara, we have Agnis, and then, Clyve. And then in front of Clyve is another 14 foot now of, weary looking stone bridge that looks like it will collapse. And then it's you think that maybe you're about halfway. There's maybe another sort of 70 feet after Clyve to reach the far end. All right, so we go to Tarkhal Crownsilver.
I will oblige my sisters. No, you weren't demeaning me. I don't think you were just like, I did for you.
No, yeah,
we do it
I wasn't
again.
demeaning. It was more like we're in a dance of combat.
Yes. I will. Once again,
I got the last.
Silver. Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
And see if I can connect. Which I
you
roll
don't get
3, but plus 8, so 11.
Yeah, as long as you don't roll a 1. Kiss of Silver bursts the little black bubble, climbing its way, trying to get up on top of the bridge, and it just dissolves into black goo. Again, you see the jars pouring more of this liquid into the pool below you, seemingly replenishing anything that is lost from the creation of these little globules. Anything else on your turn? Bonus and move, Tarkhal.
I think, can I take a free action to say, do you think we should smash those jars? And then I want to jump to the next section, right? Because there's that now. Azara patched like the beginning of that, right?
Yeah. So you
now
could
only
move.
14 feet. You're welcome.
It's only 14 feet. Yeah. Again, as long as you take that run up, so you would move. You would move the 15 feet up to Clyve, and then you would jump and land 1 foot over the area that you need to, right? Like you would just manage to get to the next section. Obviously, the bridge is still there. It hasn't broken yet. But it's dangerous there. So you can absolutely do that. You move forward, you take a long jump, and you now land on the next section ahead of you.
Sweet. And I'll only move up like 1 foot. I just want to get a little bit further away, but I don't know when the bridge is going to look bad again. Unless I can now I can look for this. How bad is this bridge? How many more spots are?
You can certainly make a perception check. Yep. You're a little bit ahead of the drift globe now, so can you make it with disadvantage for me, please?
That's fine. I rolled
the darkness makes it quite harder to see, even with dark vision, because it's all
perception 4. Oh, that's persuasion. 4 plus 7, 11.
11. Looking, with the dim light of even with your dark vision, with the sort of different shades of black and white and gray for the stone, you're not sure. Like you're looking at this bridge and it looks stable to you. It might be damaged. It might not be. It's hard to tell. Gotcha. And you certainly wouldn't know whereabouts. Like it looks fine to you, but who knows? All right. Clyve, in that case.
I'm interested in this idea I've heard of smashing jars.
Mm-hmm. The jars, so the statues with the jars, if you are on the 10-foot bridge, there's 20 foot of slime pool, and then the statues are set into the walls about 20 feet away from the bridge. They're set into the walls, like pouring into the basin below you.
Well, I'm going to throw a javelin at one.
At one of the statues? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, all right. And that's going to be
Wish I had my DM screen. It's got like good object hardness stuff in there.
Well, it's a 21 to hit if it's an attack roll.
I think 20. Yeah, you would be an attack roll first, just to see if you can like do enough damage to break, like to bypass the stone or to like damage the stone in some way. I think that's definitely going to be enough. Yeah, you hit for sure. And then let me just search for objects. Lovely. Stone, yeah, AC 17. Yeah, so you definitely hit, and then give me some damage.
That would be 5 piercing.
5 points of damage, and I think that these guys are going to be resistant to piercing damage. The javelin dinks in and it chips away part of the stone statue, but it's certainly not enough. Like these are, carved from solid stone. The javelin just sort of dinks in and chips away a piece of the jar. Certainly not enough to break it. It would need considerably more force than that to be able to break.
Well, and in true Clyve fashion, I did not think this through. I'm assuming it like hits it and dinks and falls into the pool.
Oh, it falls into the slime pool. Yeah, that javelin's absolutely now in the slime. Yeah, and you can hear it bubbling.
Where it fell. He's like,
it's like melting away.
Oh, well, oh. I'll just remove that from my inventory completely.
Thank you.
Is there a jump? Can I keep moving forward? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Azara's pointed out that there's this dangerous section of bridge. You can do the same thing as Tarkhal. You take a 10-foot, you kind of step back a bit, take a 10-foot jump, you land on the other side, right? You will need to move 10 feet back, 10 feet running, and then jump, which would be 35 of your movement. So you could go 10 feet ahead of Tarkhal.
Will do.
All right. So Clyve again is now the sort of one at the very head of the pack. On this last section of bridge, it looks like leading to the final area. So it's going to be 60, 15, and then you go to about 25. That's 85 feet along. So you have got 35 feet until the very end of the section. All right. Cool. In that case, we go to Azara Mithras. Azara Mithras.
I'm gonna Misty Step.
So you cast Misty Step again and just whoosh, again going past. So this would put you 15 feet. So you would go 30 feet from your current position. When you land, Azara, as the Misty Step teleports you, you land 5 feet in front of Clyve now. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as your body hits the stone, the bridge, the weight of your adamantine armor, the weight of your equipment, it breaks underneath you.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay, so you manage to, it begins to break, you sort of leap back and probably grab onto Clyve or grab onto the stone ledge. You are now prone. You're sort of hanging off the edge of this bridge, but you are not in the slime. But
I would like
15 second breaks
to use my movement to climb up.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Those are your bonus actions. So you spend half your movement, you pull yourself up next to Clyve.
Yeah.
And yeah, there is unfortunately now another gap between this very last section of the bridge.
Good thing I still have one extra Misty Step on me for later. And I still have an action, right?
You do.
Cool. And there's nothing right now coming at us, right?
You remember that there was 4 of those little black globules that was on the very first section of bridge. They're still making their way up to the top of that, but there's nobody there.
There's also a gap.
There is a gap, yeah. There's a 15.
So, gap. Where are they gonna go?
Yeah, great question.
My spiritual weapon is still kind of vibing, but just to add to the party, I'm going to pre-summon my elemental spirit. Where can I summon him?
That's a great question. You tell me.
You call forth the spirit manifests physically in an unoccupied space you can see within range, 90 feet. I'm putting him at the end, just so he meets us there.
So by the door, basically.
Yeah.
So he's going to meet you at the door you're making your way to.
Yeah, he's kind of going to greet us. Like, hello, everyone.
This draconic guardian form manifests, this lightning dragon warrior sort of manifests itself, or water dragon warrior. Unless there's a different elemental type.
Actually, I think we're going to go with fire today.
All right.
fire dragon.
Dragon warrior.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's just kind of cast him at the 4th level, and he's just kind of standing there. He kind of waves.
He's just gonna chill. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. As you are doing this, 12 little black globules begin to emerge from the slime pool, and they are basically kind of trying to ascend up these last few sections. The 4 that climb up onto Agnes's, where Agnes originally was, the very first section of the stone bridge, they move to the edge. One of them stretches itself out, and then another one climbs along it, and it stretches itself out, and then the last one puts itself out, and it stretches itself out, and then the last one makes it all the way across to the middle section of bridge.
That's cheating.
That's what it does.
Don't love it. Don't love it.
Think of that.
And I think that would put it next to Tarkhal and Agnis. You guys watch as it begins to swell in size, like a bubble that's about to burst.
Wait, I'm not next to Agnis anymore. I jumped.
That's true. So just Agnis. So Agnis, you watch as this thing is beginning to like blow up like a bubble. It doesn't blow up just yet, but it looks like it's about to pop. What do you do? It's your turn.
It's in melee of me now?
It is.
And it's one thing, but it's connected to like 6 things, or has it become one thing? 4 things. It's
connected to 4 things. They kind of made like a little bridge. It crawled across it. It does look like that bridge is now beginning to retract towards you. So they've used each other to kind of like chain themselves, and now they're detaching from where they were to. They're like little Kirby's. They're just.
Okay. Well, I don't like that, and I'm annoyed. And so you see Agnes like kind of grow little fangs, and her fingernails go, and she uses primal savagery to just at the bubble.
Okay.
Which I know means touching it, but hopefully we'll be okay. I nat 20'd that.
Nat 20.
Whoa.
You destroy it. You slice into it. It does seem to be that as you strike this thing in melee, as I said, it does sort of pop as it kind of bursts, and you are going to take not much, but you're going to take 1d6 of acid damage, which is going to be 5 points of acid damage. As it pops, it kind of sprays over you, and you feel the stinging burn of some acid.
I think
and that was
I'm
from one of these bubbles.
Absorb elements as a reaction there.
Okay.
And so it will
gives you
lessen
resistance
the
to acid.
Effect.
Yep, half the damage. So you take 2 acid damage instead.
Hold on just a second. Maybe I don't want to waste it on this. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to waste it. I take it back. Okay. Sorry.
Sure, that's right. So
but
you take
it's
5
destroyed.
acid damage, and it is destroyed.
Okay.
The other 3 are like slowly beginning to like pull themselves towards you, but they're not at you yet. So.
Okay,
but you see
but
12
still...
more are like there's 12 more pulling themselves up the bridge. Like these things don't seem to be slowing down at all. They're just pulling themselves up.
So there's some coming from the bridge part that I left. There's some climbing the bridge part that I'm on. And then
ahead of you as well.
There's some on the one ahead. And everyone else has moved on, or is anyone else on my section of bridge? Yeah.
Nope. Everyone else has moved to the next section.
The distance between here and the next section is 14 feet because of Azara. Right?
It's 14 feet. Yep.
Nice work.
What's your strength
so I'm going to use fiery teleportation again, just to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Like you just move as close to the edge. You have Candle then teleport you across to the next platform.
If there's any way for me to be close enough to one of the puddings for the fire damage when I leave to do any good, I'll do that.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would hit that chain of 3 behind you, and it would just pop them. It would just
cool.
As you teleport away. So those 4 at the very end, we don't need to worry about them, but there is 12 more basically pulling themselves up, and you can see the pool is bubbling, and more of these things are definitely going to keep coming. Okay. But yeah, you jump across to the next platform. So you are now with Clyve and Tarkhal and Azara. You're all kind of on this like 3rd section with one more section ahead of you. Cool. We go to Tarkhal Crownsilver.
How have these guys not learned their lesson that like they have 1 hit point and they just keep getting destroyed?
You don't even think these things might not even be sentient. It just feels like they're being drawn. You feel that they're being drawn to life force or food or something. They are just sort of reacting.
That makes sense.
If there's the one that crossed the 3, I'm just going to toss my Kiss of Silver at it and try to kill it.
Nope, Agnis killed it.
Oh, that one's dead too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one that I can see that's trying to climb up and get close to us?
you can definitely just lean over the bridge and you can see like, along all these like stone struts, there's 12 of these things, 6 aside.
Okay.
Pulling themselves up onto the bridge. There is a lot of them.
I don't think there's anything I can do that will... No, there's nothing.
You can try attacking the statue as well. Like,
yeah, I'm just like having second thoughts. Like it's producing them slowly. I don't know, or maybe the jar is magic. I don't really know. Attacking one feels bad though. So just for fun, I think Tarkhal did removing Shady. Tarkhal saw the thing and he wanted to smash it, so he's gonna try to smash with his Kiss of Silver.
He's gonna smash
the statue.
I'm gonna try to smash. I rolled a 19 plus 8.
Smash.
27.
That definitely hits. That definitely hits. Unfortunately, no sneak attack, but you do normal damage.
But I'm right next to Clyve, aren't I?
Yes, but the statue isn't next to Clyve. The statue is.
Oh, you're right. Yep, you're right. A 7 damage.
7 damage. Even magical piercing damage is still going to get halved against this thing, so that's going to be 3. I want to say. Like Clyve's javelin, Kiss of Silver strikes into it. It does break sections, like a small piece of the statue off. Maybe a slight crack is beginning to form, but not enough to do any damage. Unlike Clyve's javelin, however, Kiss of Silver just returns to your hand.
Wow, really rubbing it in there, Mark. Damn.
Well, just as a different. Yep. Cool.
Okay, can I try to once again look for where the breaks if there's breaks in the bridge beginning in front of me?
Yeah, well, you've seen Azara did break like a section ahead of you. That's now broken away, and there is now another 15-foot gap.
Oh, I didn't realize that. No, it's my fault. Okay, then I'm just gonna leap. I'm gonna soar and fly like I'm Zac Efron.
You jump across onto the very last section, and now you can see that there is like a ledge beside this great stone double door that's built into the wall of the cavern itself. You see Azara's flaming guardian spirit waiting for you, just like a little bit ahead. And you can see that there is a small crack, like a hole that's maybe been, broken apart, that leads into another chamber. You can see that the doors don't look like they open. They're huge. They're these colossal double stone doors, kind of embossed with this symbol of like moons and stars and mountains, being sort of held shut by these great hinges. But there is a hole. It's probably big enough for a small creature to crawl through. You could certainly try, but you would probably have to like squeeze and wiggle your way through it. Otherwise, it's going to need to be widened for a larger creature to fit through. But that's what you see. We go to Clyve of the Wildmane.
Yes. Okay. So jar doesn't really seem to help too much. I guess I'll just keep moving far. Wait, there's no puddings directly on me, right?
Not directly on you, but if Clyve sort of like leans over, you can see that on each side of this section of bridge, there is 6 on each side. So there's 12 of them slowly beginning to crawl their way up. They're maybe sort of just on the lip, on the edges of the bridge.
Oh, so that would be melee.
You could spend 5 feet and get within melee range. Yeah. You can easily just step up to a side and start sweeping at, some of them below you.
All right, I start swinging.
All right, you move up to the edge and you watch as Clyve just starts hacking these things, crawling their way up. Just don't roll a 1, I think, Clyve, honestly, and you'll hit.
Okay.
And kill.
That's 27 on my first attack.
You are using a sword, though, aren't you? So the sword, the slashing damage of the sword, it doesn't split them, but it does swipe through it, and the jelly just sort of seems to split and then slips back together again. It is immune to slashing damage.
Okay. I'm going to switch to... Am I able to switch weapons and take my second attack?
Yeah, absolutely. You can switch a weapon as like one. You can do one item as a free action, I believe. So
cool. I am going to take out... Apparently, I have a club. So I'm going to take out a club, and I'm just going to clonk them.
Yep, go for it. Make another
Clonk.
attack.
That is a crit.
Yep. Smears this thing against the stone bridge, wipes it like goo in front of you, and is destroyed. One of 12 done.
All right, well, good stuff.
Anything else, Clyve? Do you want to jump across, or are you going to stay on this this third section? Do you want to jump to the fourth?
It seems like there's more stuff to bonk here. So
they're swarming on this third section at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit around and bonk.
All right, we go to Azara Mithras then.
Oh, let's see. You said that how many jellies are left?
11. On the section. They're crawling up. They're basically on the edges of the section of bridge you, Clyve, and Agnis are currently on.
11 jellies. You know, it'd be really cool if I had a spell that could affect multiple things at once.
Yes, that would be very good.
That would be very good. Mm-hmm. However, I don't have one of those.
That's a shame.
That's a real shame. So, knowing that, I'm going to Misty Step.
Okay, so you basically teleport to beside your Flaming Guardian. You basically whoosh, and you appear next to your Flaming Guardian ahead of Tarkhal. And you see the same thing as Tarkhal does. You see the great stone doors. You see this hole that does look like this is going to be a squeeze even for you and Agnis and Tarkhal. Like you're going to have to squeeze and probably wriggle your way through here. There's no way Clyve's going to fit through here as he is. Like this either needs to be widened or Clyve needs to become small.
So you say widened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Shatter.
Yeah. Oh, that seems a good idea.
It doesn't, but I'm gonna look to Tarkhal. Actually, do I have time to ask advice?
You've got 6 seconds. You can ask a very short question and get a very short answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to Tarkhal. I'm gonna be holding my hands up, and I'm gonna turn to him and say, "Do you think if this spell makes a lot of noise, we'll all die?"
No, I don't think so. I think it's worth a shot.
And with that, I cast Shatter at the 2nd level.
All right. So because you're basically using this on an object, right? You're using this on the wall to widen the gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about rolling the damage or saving throws. It 100% works. Like this is Shatter, like deals double damage against like objects and structures and stuff like that.
Specifically, stone.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So you hear this resounding, and force waves erupt from Azara's hands. The stone cracks and a huge chunk of it breaks away, easily making a medium-sized creature whole. You don't even need to crawl through it now. You can just walk through it. But it's basically created like a pyramid, like a triangle crack through this giant doorway, and you can see that there is a chamber beyond it.
Dope. That was already my action and my bonus action, huh?
Yes.
All right.
Bonus action, Misty Step.
Now my handsome man can go.
Can you do one thing? Can you just quicken that Shatter for me? Because otherwise, oh no, because Misty Step's a bonus action. So. And
I was using because I took Snowmorn off of Faye when I left, so it was all Snowmorn anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my handsome lad gets to go. What is his fire? Long range or is it close range? I think it's close range, so he may not be able to do anything. Slam, melee weapon attack. Well, okay. So he can't do anything. Other than stand next to Azara and just kind of be ready for. Can he hold his action?
He can. Yeah.
He's going to hold his action, and he will attack if Azara is threatened.
Okay, nice. Perfect. A couple of things happen next. So the 11 slimes that were crawling up onto the third section of the bridge, they reach the top. All 11 of them sort of swarm around Agnis and Clyve, and they begin to do very much like what the one next to Agnis was doing. They begin to blow up as if they're looking like a bubble that's about to burst. All 11 of them on this one section of bridge. They don't burst yet, but they are about to. The next thing is 15 more of these globules begin pulling up onto the third and fourth, the final 2 sections of the bridge. They begin swarming up there as well, as they are coming out of this slime pool below you. We go to Agnis.
think I want to get to the end of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And we do see a weakness place ahead of us again, right?
Azara broke that. So Azara teleported, landed on it, it collapsed, and then she's teleported across. So there is a 15-foot gap now between Clyve and the final section where Azara and Tarkhal currently are. So there's like a broken section of this bridge that's collapsed.
And Clyve has no way of getting...
you would also need to find a way across there. Well, I suppose you've got Candace, so that's easy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I have any other transportation ability other than with Candor. But my jump, 15 feet is probably not something I could jump, right?
What's your strength score?
My strength score? It's 10. So plus 0.
10. So you can jump. So with a long jump, if you have a 10-foot run up, you can jump 10 feet.
So I can't.
Now,
jump.
I would say you can attempt to. So the other thing I was going to say is what you could do is you could make an athletics check and use that in place of your strength score, and that's how far you would jump. So it's a gamble, right? You could roll high and you could clear it, and that's putting extra effort in. If you roll low, you're definitely going to fall through the gap. So
I think instead,
yes,
I'm just gonna look at Clyve and be like, Godspeed, smack him on the shoulder, give him guidance. Now you can add a D4 to any ability check, and then I'm gonna get transported by Candor.
Okay.
Across.
Yeah. So So you move. Do you want to do an action before you do that? Before you teleport across? Oh, I suppose that's casting guidance.
Guidance is an action.
Yeah, it is an action. Yeah, I forgot that. So you move up to the edge of the bridge. You cast guidance on Clyve, and then on Candor's turn, Candor teleports you 15 feet to the final section of bridge where you can see it.
Is there anything in melee that I can torch on the way out?
I mean, yes. Yeah, you can absolutely. Like, if you're on the edge of the bridge, I'd say that, like, 6 of the 11 slimes are definitely going to be within the range of the burst.
Great. Toast them.
What are we? So that's normally like a saving throw, isn't it?
It's
and they take D6 or something.
Each creature within 5 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on dexterity saving throw against
I'm not going to roll dexterity saving throws for 6 of these things. They're all going to take damage, which is one. It's going to be 1 point minimum anyway. So 6 of them, and because it's fire, they burst. Like, they burn away. They don't burst. The fire damage kind of burns them before they get to pop. So the 6, but I think Clyve might be in range of the fiery teleportation as well. So I think Clyve might have to make the saving throw, but I don't think Clyve minds. Because it's at the very edge of the bridge. Dex saving throw, yeah, and you see it coming, so you have advantage on danger sense.
Cool. Let me see here. Where is? Oh, well, that's the first one, and that's 13.
What's your
my
DC?
spell save DC is 16, so you fail.
Okay, let me see the advantage roll.
Advantage.
14. So I'll take damage.
You could add the D4 I just gave you with guidance.
That's okay.
It's ability checks. Actually, yeah, it's ability checks, not saving throws, unfortunately. Resistance is saving throws.
That's fine. What was the damage?
1d6 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 4. So let me give you the 1d6. 6 total.
Okay.
6 fire damage.
Sorry.
Nothing.
That's fine.
Little singe to some hairs. But yeah, you easily get across, Agnes. Not a problem at all. We then go to Tarkhal.
So Azara shattered not just the bridge behind us, but the little tiny hole that was too tiny and now it's large.
She shattered the door, so not the bridge behind you, but
the bridge was an accident.
Yeah,
I shattered
the bridge was
honestly, it's a good thing that you did because now we know where the danger is anyway.
True. Yeah, so you're welcome.
True.
Yeah,
thank you.
There's basically a person-sized hole that you can.
That's convenient because I'm a person-sized person and I want to walk through it. So I'm gonna.
Okay. All right.
Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. Before I leave, can I, from where I am, can I see that silly little jar that's taking a little bit of chip damage?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
I'm gonna chuck my dagger at it again in hopes that
Okay. It would be at long range. That one, so it would be disadvantage.
Okay. Let me see. 21 and 27. So 21.
Yeah, you still hit, even at long range.
And then I will do the D&D Beyond D4, which is 7 again. So more chip damage, baby.
So, yeah, like, again, little crack. It's beginning to widen, but still not enough. Stone statues, man, they're going to be tough. They're tough to damage.
Tough, dude.
But yeah, and then you want to step through?
Yeah.
All right, sure. So you step through and your dark vision kind of properly kicks in. The light of the drift globe completely disappearing. You're now relying purely on your 60-foot of dark vision. What you see is a grand chamber. You can see that there are various other entrances or exits that are blocked by doors or by broken stone and heavy earth, but this chamber still retains some of its former glory. High vaulted ceiling is shrouded in darkness as 4 giant stone dwarven faces in each corner sort of project and stare down into the center of the room itself. Below the faces in the center of the chamber is the remains of a broken anvil upon a dais, on which a tattered, cloaked form is splayed as if dead or resting. A small group of individuals are knelt around the anvil as if in prayer. You see that at least 2 of them appear to be wearing the same clothes that Kira was wearing. They seem to be wearing simple sort of surveyor's outfits. There are also 3 dwarves in quite unusual, antiquated styled armor, as well as an orc wearing brutal looking black armor and robes and wearing an eye patch. And they are looking in the direction of the terrible sound, and like they see you enter. And that's what we see. That's your turn.
Whoopsie.
Clyve the Wildmane.
Do they have to see me? Can I just be stealthy?
You didn't stealth. You didn't tell me that you were stealthing.
It smells like a cult to me.
Can I use my bonus action to now hide?
Do you have anything to hide behind? I don't think so. You just stepped into the room, so I think you're currently stood in like this.
There might
open
be some
chamber.
rubble if it was shattered.
He moved past it. Yeah.
Well, can I
move
be
blown
back?
Inwards? Maybe some.
Can I move?
Yeah,
back
you're right. Yeah, you can move back and take a bonus action hide, but they certainly saw you walk in.
Yeah, they saw me walk in, but they could have been.
They could forget.
They're little demon worshipping demons, so they're just hallucinating.
That's true. Cults do crazy things to you.
My stealth check is 28 to hide.
Okay, 28. Yeah, you, as far as you know, you've successfully stealthed. Clyve the Wildmane. You are currently on a platform. You can see 5 of these black blobs are blowing up like little, balls of pus around you. You have a 15-foot gap to the final section of bridge, and there is 15 more of these little black goo balls climbing up onto the bridges.
It's 15 feet?
Mm-hmm.
That was more than that. Okay.
Nope.
So it's if my strength is 19, I can just jump that.
You just jump. Well, as long as you get a run up. So you'd have to move 10 feet back, take a 10 feet run up, and then you jump 15 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
19 feet technically.
But if I were to roll, could it potentially be more?
Oh my God.
Yes, yeah. So if you wanted to do a standing jump, so not having a long run up, the DC, it would be 30. You'd need a strength of 30 to cross the distance. But if you want to make an athletics check to just see if you can do that, you can totally do that. You can just be like, I'm just going to try and jump from where I am, and just be like, and just jump across.
I more meant, can I get the running jump and still roll? Because at this point, I just want to see how far I can jump.
Yeah. If you want to just see how far you can go, by all means, go for it.
Okay, so it's athletics.
Yep.
All right. So first we have 21. And
you could add the guidance to that. Yeah.
Which I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Let's see. 21 plus 3. And
24.
My bolstering magic, which is 1.
So you jump 25 feet. You do a long jump of 25 feet. You run back. You kind of the orbs are about to pop. Clyve runs back, takes a running jump, and as you leap through the air, the blobs on the back of that black platform all blow up into a spray of acid behind you as you
slow-mo one of
land
these
on the ground. Yeah.
Do I land past anybody with that?
Oh yeah, you land basically next to Azara and Tarkhal. You land at the doorway. You sail over Agnes's head and just superhero landing.
So you're like trying to stealth up to this room and just
Yeah, Basically, that's what happens.
What will the wild mean?
Oh
Nice,
my
good
god.
job.
Anything else, Clyve?
No, that was plenty.
I think that's pretty much all of your movement anyway. So in that case, we go to Azara.
I'm going to. Oof! This I've made a mistake for Tarkhal. Has anything happened in the meantime? Like, have I heard anything in the room? Can I see through the chamber?
You can, if you step up to the doorway and look through, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I want to step up to the doorway and look through before I make a decision.
See the same thing Tarkhal did. You see the sort of six figures around this broken anvil with a body on top of it. You see this glorious sort of like dwarven, very Erebor architecture with these stone faces carved into the corners, looking down as if all gazing upon the anvil.
And that dude in the black cloaks looks real sus, right?
There was an orc wearing black robes and black armor with an eye patch. There were 3 dwarves wearing antique armor, and then 2 members of the Surveyor Corps.
And they're all focused and praying, right? It's not like one of them
they were, and then they heard the explosion, and then they sort of looked around, and they were looking in the direction of doorway at Tarkhal, who then hid, and now they see Azara kind of like pop her head in, and they're all like looking in, or they've not acted yet, so they're still reacting to what's happening.
But
and
it
the
looks
lion
like
just go.
They were all in a circle around this anvil. Yeah, they were sort of on their knees. They still are on their knees, like they were almost like they were praying to this.
So
anvil.
all of them could feasibly be under the same charm, if that's what we're assuming.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, maybe. Could be.
Then I'm gonna use my bonus action first, and I'm gonna send my spiritual weapon in and have it kind of hovering.
Okay.
And I'm going to shout down the corridor. What business have you in this cavern?
Okay. Yeah, you shout that.
I just want, because like, look, if they're under a spell, fine. But if they're heckiners, if they're trying to do a heck,
they're doing bads. Well, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a couple of things. So all the slimes that were on the third bridge blew up as Clyve jumped across, but 15 of them pull themselves up and are now at the very edge of the bridge that leads to the doorway, this final section of bridge, and they are slowly sort of 20, 15 feet around, making their way towards the doorway. They spend all of their movement to climb up and just... Agnis, several of them around you are beginning to blow. As soon as they get close to you, they begin to swell as if they're about to burst. But they are, and more of them, this would be 18 of them now, begin pulling up out of the pool, like clinging to the bridge and the edges of the cavern and starting to pull themselves up, and are beginning to very quickly and swiftly. The figures in the cavern, one of the Surveyor Corps will look over you and be like, Azara, Magister of Eveningstar, it is you. And they sort of look around like, we discovered this chamber whilst searching the mines. We have found something marvelous. It's a human woman. Calling out.
Azara does not move. Still hovering, holding action right now.
Right.
And
that's the 6 seconds response. Agnis. Because you guys, like, I want to stress, like, you guys are all stood on this bridge. There is like a wall of these black blobs.
Wait, can I use
itself up? Like,
was speaking my action, or can I use my action?
You mean you could use your action.
Okay. I want to do something. I'm going to firebolt one of those slimes back there.
Okay.
Do I have firebolt?
I'll just kill one. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just going to kill one.
Yeah, just kill one. Just kill one.
One of them's dead.
Yeah.
There's now 14 slimes with 18 more crawling their way up. Agnis.
No, my man. He goes over.
Sure.
And
how many attacks does he get?
Just kidding. He has 3. Never mind. Go to Agnis.
Right. 3 of them are dead. Right. Okay. So there's now 11 and 18 more on their way. Right. Agnis. I'm just not even going to roll. They're dead. He's like slamming them and they're pop, but there's just being swarmed and over.
I'm gonna just I guess I'm going to check in. Agnes has been a magic user for a while. She's been observing Azara for a while. The kind of magic that would like hold someone in thrall is still magic, right? Like if I were to dispel it, it would still be dispelled in general terms.
Yeah. Like a charm spell or a dominate person spell. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a try. I am going to cast Dispel Magic with a center on the anvil. And the area is, let's see.
So you would need to move up to the doorway and look in so that you got like line of sight, right? You need to see the place and you get range and stuff like that.
It just says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Okay. So you would have to choose one of the creatures then. You would have to pick a specific person and try and just... Right. What's the object? The anvil? You want to cast Dispel Magic on the anvil. Okay.
Although,
yeah, I mean, you move up to the doorway.
Oh, it says actually, okay. It says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Right, but you don't know if there's a magical... This would be like if there was a wall of fire, right? That's a magical effect.
I can't guess that there's a
mysterious dominate spell that is affecting all 6 of them. No, you can't pick that. But you could pick a creature and be like, I want to dispel any charm on that person. You could definitely do that.
Because I don't want to move because I want to use my fiery teleportation to burn all these ones that are in melee with me now. Because you said there's 6 of them crawling up on me.
Right? There's 6 around you, You were at the edge of the bridge, so you've been surrounded by these things. Yeah.
And I want to use that effect, but I'm not able to use it till after my turn. So sure, I'm gonna choose one of our surveyors then. And I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on that one.
Yeah. You can just about see them. I'd say that you can just pick one. The woman who is speaking, she's kind of moved forward to speak to Azara, and you can just about see her past Azara. So yeah, you can cast Dispel Magic. You cast the spell, seemingly nothing changes. Like you don't see any visual effects. You don't believe that any spell has been dispelled on them. But the woman does sort of look past and say, Lady Agnis of Eveningstar, you must get inside. You are in danger. Come inside. And they're she's kind of like saying that the creatures, and she's calling to you, we can defend you. We can block up the doorway. All right.
That makes me suspicious of going in there, but
why? You're being swarmed by slimes. Does that not make sense?
Well, I already was going to I'm following my party because I'm kind of behind them. They're already moving into the room, so
that's true. So you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna fiery teleportation to the door because I assume I'm still kind of far away from it, right?
Yeah. You can get ahead and then you can use your movement to close the distance.
Sure.
But yeah, 6 of these things go up in flames.
Okay.
There's now 5 of them left currently on the thing, but there is more coming.
I like when fire works against our enemies. Thank you, Mark.
Fire seems to be very effective against these slime creatures. It's stopping them from exploding. 100%.
Agnes is feeling very powerful.
I'm very confused at what someone from Eveningstar is saying. Basically, they don't. If I saw Agnes do Dispel Magic, because since it's a vocal stuff,
You see Agnes wave her hands, blah 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 blah, Dispel Magic kind of thing. Yeah.
I'd be very confused as to why they're still acting the same way. So I think I'm just going to walk in non-aggressively and just get closer to kind of
no longer stealth. You just kind of
I'm gonna pop out and be since I heard her recognize Azara, and I'm just gonna walk in.
Oh, Lord Tarkhal, and there's a little gnome man who's also wearing surveyor things. Yes, Lord Tarkhal, please, you do not need to be afeared. These others mean you no harm. They are our friends. We met them here. And he kind of gestures to the other 3 dwarves and the orc who's kind of got his arms folded. You please come. You are in danger. The creatures, the evil outside. We were safe in here.
I'm gonna get closer and. I hear Kira's voice in my head saying memories. So I have my hand on my waist, so it's very close to my dagger, but it's not unsheathed. And I want to basically get a closer look at the body that's on the anvil.
Yeah, there's a couple of things actually, Taco, you notice. So there's one thing, as you draw closer, and you get basically within 5 feet. If you're moving up to the anvil, you are in the middle of these 6 individuals, right? First things first, you notice there's this smell of rotten eggs. There's this really distinct sulfurous smell. and you can't shake it. And you're not sure if it's coming from the anvil or the chamber or the people around you, but it's really strong. This like sulfurous smell. The next thing is the body's kind of hunched over as if it's kind of fallen over the broken anvil. And as you approach it, the three dwarves and the orc are like, oh, and they kind of take an intake of breath. And the gnome is like, please, my lord, be careful. This is a great hero. As you approach them, what do you do? Like, do you want to like examine it? Because currently it's like draped over the anvil, the cloak kind of hiding it. Do you want to like pull it so you can see it better, or are you going to like lift the cloak up?
Because I've seen Indiana Jones, so I don't want to touch it. I just want to like. Can I like do a bend over and look at its face? Look at their face?
Yeah, you kind of bend over and you see in the hood, you actually see skeletal remains. Like there is this has clearly been dead for centuries, and it's barely being kind of kept together by some force. Maybe the cloth it's wrapped in, maybe, or its clothing or something like that. But it's completely skeletal. Looking on the other side of the anvil, you actually see a rusted, broken dagger, and where it almost looks like it's fallen out of its own hand, and it's kind of draped over this anvil. It's like a crack in the anvil is like directly underneath it.
Okay. This is a great hero, you say?
Yes, he gave himself to better the lives of the dwarves that once lived here and free them from a cruel and selfish king. That is why we are in reverence of them. This is a powerful individual. And you see that all the others kind of turn their gaze back to it. We're going to go to Clyve the Wildmane next.
So the squishy boys are now back on the.
They are. There's about 5 of them that had pulled themselves up onto this side, and there's like 18 pulling themselves up. Like imagine sort of like crawling up the sides of this broken stone platform. They're like crawling them up, just hordes of it, and there's more coming from below.
Okay, so forward going in there seems like the thing to do. So I guess I'll just.
It's certainly a better, like, I think for Clyve being a warrior, right, having that narrow channel that Azara's made this, like, doorway, that's at least a place you can funnel them into and, like, smack them as they come through.
I'm going to stand on the inside of the doorway. I can stand there, right? And then just, like, wait with my club above my head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to stand there. And then as they come in, I just want to whack them all.
Swing as many. Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
That's it.
All right. Perfect. Azara.
Azara's gonna sigh and head through the tunnel. And obviously, the handsome man's gonna follow behind. I don't know why I'm calling him handsome. I'm assuming he's handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can make it's your creation.
It's my spiritual guardian. I'm assuming he's a handsome dragonborn looking fire boy, and definitely going to keep the fan hovering over closer to the. I don't want to be racist here, but closer to the scary looking guy in all black clothing.
Scary looking orc. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not because he's an orc, but it's because he's in all black. You know, I just don't trust him.
Yeah, but
he also has an eye patch.
It's like there's 3 dwarves, an orc, and then this human and a gnome. It's
You know, he also has an eye patch.
The dwarves are wearing armor as well. But
right.
The guy in the scary armor is sure.
Right. And Azara is going to ask specifically to her surveyors, why did you not return to Eveningstar with your findings? What has kept you here?
They kind of look at you with this kind of confused look on their face. We have found such wonders here, Magister, and forgive me, my memory is somewhat hazy. I'm not sure how long we've been down here, but there are so many wonders. Come, you should see, and she gestures, the woman will gesture to one of the closed doorways. You should see such treasures, such riches. And she will move over to the door, like come and see.
Azara's not going to move, and she's going to give everyone kind of the like be ready look, and she'll say, why don't you go open the door and I will wait here.
Oh, if that is what you wish, Magister. And she goes over towards the door.
I'm going to hold my action and so will the fireman. Upon hostility, I will cast fireball at the 3rd level at said hostility.
Okay, so even if that hostility is like next to Tarkhal, you're still
okay. I will not cast fireball. I will cast witch bolt at the 3rd level at said hostility.
At a hostile creature.
Yes.
All right. So after Azara, you see those slimes are beginning to just crawl and slowly make their way towards the door. They don't reach it yet, Clyve. Like, you're still waiting. They don't quite reach the door because they do move quite slowly. But yeah, they are basically beginning they kind of surround Agnis, who's unfortunately just like after them on the initiative. But they are beginning to swell and rise. But there is even more of these things coming up, and they are making their way towards.
Agnis is delighted by this. This whole like leapfrog singe routine that she's been doing, where it's like, yeah, come here. That's fine.
Yeah. I think that at this point, there's a couple of things. And unfortunately, your ready to action isn't going to quite trigger Azara because it's not something you can see.
No!
The woman goes over to the doors and she opens them and she pushes on this like stone door. And what you see is you begin to see piles of glittering metal as you see piles of gold and silver and jewels in vast quantities hidden within this citadel. But as you are doing that, and as your gaze is directed in that direction, Tarkhal, I need you to do 2 things for me. I would need you to make 2. In fact, actually, no, this would just be a singular wisdom saving throw for me, please. And you do get advantage because you are an elf or you have elven ancestry.
So I have a question. I get advantage because I have elven ancestry, and I also get double advantage because of my sister's. No, okay. Well, I rolled a 17 on the first one, and then I rolled an 18 on the next one.
17 total? 18 total?
18 total, yeah.
With that sort of the mixture of your sister's, guidance of the owl's wisdom and the fey blood, you feel something. You're not sure where from. Something tries to wrest control of your mind. You feel something try and seize hold of you. But you resist. You recall memories of Agnis and your friends, and you manage to resist whatever this is. None of the other people in this room have moved. Like you've not seen any of them cast spells. They've just been very quietly, patiently sitting there. What does Tarkhal do?
Well, the only thing that happened was the door opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the last thing that happened. I'll call out. Something's trying to take over my mind. It's not there yet, but there's something evil in here. We need to find it.
All right. Agnis. That's it. That's what you get out. Agnis, your turn.
If I know something is trying to attack my mind, there's not much more that I can do than giving myself that owl's wisdom. Don't think.
Which you already currently have. I don't think you've cast any more. You've not cast any concentration spells, have you? So.
And I do have advantage against being charmed in general, even though I don't know that this is a charm, but still.
Yeah, that's true.
And it didn't seem to have any effect when I did dispel magic.
Not when you targeted the human woman, one of your surveyors. We'll call her Emma.
Okay. Man. Okay.
And you're also still outside the room.
Yeah.
You're like surrounded by these blobs, and like all your friends have moved into this chamber.
And there's 6 blobs around me, and there's more coming, right?
Oh yeah. There's 18 of them. 18 of them just pulled themselves up onto the edge of this platform and bridge, and more are like it'd be 21 of them are now pulling themselves up from.
I've been waiting for just the right moment of redemption on a bridge. Everyone else is inside the room, right? I'm the last one.
Yep.
I'm just gonna. It's great. Hold on, I have to find the spell to make sure.
I think I know the spell.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to just step into the doorway.
Oh my god!
And then cast Wall of Fire right in front of me. Just.
Well, because you can make it like a kind of like a circle shape. So you have like this like curved like wall of flame completely engulfing the entrance to this place.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the flames roll.
But that's
I think
concentration.
you would lose Al's wisdom. if you do that.
That's fine.
But this will, because you've seen that these things, literally 1 point of damage will pop them. So this will stop any of these things getting in as long as you can keep the wall of fire up.
All right. Well, no one's wise anymore, but that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll cast that and then just kind of like smile contentedly and then fiery teleportation out of the ones that were already around me so that they get demolished as well.
Yeah.
And inside the door.
Yeah, this is, you've now basically secured this room, like, but now obviously the wall of fire is now, on the other side. Tarkhal Crownsilver, we jump to you then.
Is there any kind of vibe check that I can do to see where this evil was coming from?
If you want to look around, you make a perception check.
Okay.
Vibe check.
Or investigation or perception.
I guess whichever one's better. Investigation. So I rolled a 13 plus 8, 21.
Nice.
21. So you look around and you're now heightened to danger. And you were looking at the body before, like on the anvil, and you notice something. You kind of push it to the side a little bit, and you hear bones clatter, and the other creatures seem to like gasp. But the crack where it was formed, you notice that out of this crack, there are these thin, sort of black lines like vines that spread out, and actually these things have been hidden in the cracks of the floor, and you look and they're connected to the people's feet, and they go up the wall, curling around columns to the great black void between the 4 stone faces directly above you. And as you look up in the gloom, you see sort of like a giant amorphous egg that just sort of pulses once, and you begin to see a form of like a glowing face within it. And you sense that you have discovered its hiding spot, and it knows that you have done so.
That whole description was disgusting. Congratulations. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. And
you have.
Yep. Tarkhal, it's still your turn. So that's like probably your action was to investigate and to like figure out what was going on, but you have definitely seen this thing.
Okay, so then when I see it and I saw the vines, do I see that there were vines at my feet? Is that what was trying to like entangle me, or?
That you will make the assumption, I would say at this point, that the thing that is hiding in the darkness used some sort of magic, either psionically or magically, but it just, you didn't know it was there, so you didn't know to look for somebody casting a spell or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll like, as I look up and I'll be like, everyone, it's up there. Whatever that is, we have to kill it. But I want to like back away.
So when you
yeah.
Okay. So as you do that and you start backing away, no, you absolutely can still back away, but you see all of the kind of people, at least what you thought was people, all of the color and the detail from them vanishes, and they become these black and red, like vague humanoid shapes. Their arms distend into long tendrils. And that is where we go from there. These guys that are currently surrounding you, you can provoke opportunity attacks from them, Tarkhal. So you could bonus action disengage and move away from them, or otherwise it's going to be provoking an opportunity attack.
How many will get an opportunity attack at me if I don't bonus action disengage?
I would say if you're clever with your movement, only 2 of them.
I lied. I have no more first level spell slots. I will bonus action disengage.
Yeah, so you kind of you leap between them, slide under them as they try and whack you with tentacles and stuff like that. But yeah, you manage to avoid them. We go to Clyve the Wildmane then.
Question: these are hostiles. I and my fireman were holding our actions.
So yeah, when they transform, so I'll give you a choice, because Tarkhal at first pointed up to the thing on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And when he does that, you will look up and you will see it.
Right.
But then the creatures themselves, like the humanoids, all transform, and all 6 of them transform. So which one do you want to target with which bolt?
The one on the ceiling for sure.
All right, sure.
Try to save our people.
Yeah. No, I think those were illusions.
Did you nat?
I mean, there's only one reaction Mica's going to make when she does a natural 20. She's not going to make that reaction on a natural 1, is she?
That's
no,
I got a 16.
Yeah! But it's fucking Witch Bolt level 3. That sucks, but still. So
I mean, 3d12 or something, right? Like it's still pretty big.
So it's 3d12, so I max it.
Maximized. 36 plus another 3d12.
That is actually kind of nice. And then plus another 3d12. That is a 12, a 10, and a 3. So that's 22, 23, 24, 25.
25. So that would go to 50, 61
plus,
points of damage.
No, 64 because I have plus 3.
64 points of damage, lightning damage. So, Azara, as Tarkhal calls your attention to it, you whip your head up, you channel this powerful bolt of lightning, throw it up into the air, connecting to you to this thing, and you all hear this psionic kind of scream kind of echoes through your minds as this thing undulates and wobbles as the lightning courses through its body, and it falls. It detaches from the ceiling, lands where Tarkhal was over the anvil, where it spreads out like an amorphous blob, and you just see this one sort of glowing point of light, almost like an eye, whip round to Azara.
Azara, my boy is also going to take his ready to action because it was if Azara was threatened.
He only gets one attack. He only gets one attack though.
Just one
ready to action.
Okay.
Reaction, you only get the one.
Okay. He is plus 9 to hit. All right. Let's roll a d20.
I got that.
19 plus 9.
Yeah, that's
that hit. Okay. And then he's 1d10 plus 9.
See, if I had got the dominate person off on Tarkhal, Tarkhal was going to run up and assassinate one of you because you would have been surprised, which would have been
my god!
Damn! Oh my god!
Anyway, damage-wise,
that's 12 points of fire damage.
Fire damage, 12 points of fire damage. The fire damage definitely seems to, the creature kind of reacts and almost pulls itself away from the fireman, the fire warrior, in fear as it does so.
Agnes. It is your. Well, that was my held action.
Your guys. That's true.
We still get turns.
Actions. So it's actually Clyve's turn now. Yes, so it's Clyve's go.
Okay.
You've seen a big jelly egg land in the middle, but then there are also 6 weird tentacle people.
I would like to rage.
Yep.
My last one, and I want to recklessly swing at whatever the closest thing I can hit is.
Yeah, you can roll to probably the 3 dwarves that have become these kind of like blob monsters.
Okay. And do they look to be the same type of blobbiness that
they seem like as if they, in fact, I would say now again, because Tark was kind of pointing out, you can see that they are connected to the central blob egg by like tendrils, like vines growing out of their feet. It kind of stretches across the ground, hidden amongst the cracks of the stone. They seem to be connected to it in some way.
But do they look to be the same kind of stuff that I couldn't slice?
No, these ones look different. This has got like a reddish hue to it.
Okay.
This doesn't seem to be the same black goop.
Okay, then I'm gonna slice away.
Sure.
So let's see, that is an 18 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
We'll do advantage just to see if I crit.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Nope, it's another 18.
Still hits though.
All right, so let's see, the 8. Okay, it's always so weird. 11 plus...
Plus 3 for your rage?
Yeah.
So 14. It's not a dragon, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, not a dragon, so you don't get any bonus damage. So 14 for the first attack, and then second attack.
Mm-hmm.
And the weapon, the magical sword of Ebonscorn, does cut through this goop, and you actually kind of cleave through this like blobby dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
It dissipates, but you see the central egg kind of react as if it's in pain as well. And you turn the blade on a nearby other creature.
Sweet. So it's a 25 to hit. I checked to see if I crit.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's still Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still reckless.
I do not.
No, close though. Nearly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another normal hit.
Mm-hmm. So that is
another 14.
Yeah, another. Sick.
Perfect. So yeah, again, you decapitate or you kind of rip in half these 2 once dwarves, but the central creature seems to react as if you've struck it. And it looks to be pretty like it kind of like whimpers, and you hear like coming from it.
I also forgot to roll on the wild surge, so let me do that really quick.
Oh, you do that right now whilst Azara Mithras takes her turn.
Yes.
You currently have a Witch Bolt connected, but don't forget Witch Bolt if you use it after it's connected, it does only do the 1d12. It doesn't do the enhanced damage.
So it's the exploding pixie. Could I do that now?
Remind me what it does.
Okay. An intangible spirit looks like a flump pixie. I went with pixie. Appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice. Gonna go for whatever I last attacked. At the end of the current turn, the spirit explodes. Each creature within 5 feet must succeed a dex saving throw or take 1d6 force damage.
All right. So a screaming pixie comes into existence and continues screaming until the end of the turn, where it will blow up and die.
Love it.
But it's just like flying in the air, just like Macaulay Culkin, hands on head, screaming.
Cool.
Right.
Quick question. Is it possible to position a fireball in this room where I will catch the egg, possibly some fuzzy lumpkins, that's what I'm calling them, and no of my friends?
No, I will say that no matter what, you will have to hit either Clyve or Tarkhal, one of the two, if you want to hit all the things.
Okay. Now here's the thing. I know both of them have a lot of HP. I also know that
you would have to drop Witch Bolt. You would have to basically end Witch Bolt.
That's fine. Also, this is a dex saving throw. Clyve, you do have danger sense, correct? I would like to give Clyve a heads up. Clyve, I love you. However,
it's fine. I can take it.
Are you sure?
Oh, I love it.
Even if I cast it at a 6th level?
Sure.
All right, I'm casting Fireball at a 6th level.
Yes.
Everyone has to make a dex save of 14.
Yep. All right. So Clyve, get on that. You have advantage. Oh.
I have something for
I'm
dex.
afraid to say.
Trying to find it.
Yeah, you're fine. So Azara's positioned it so it's only going to hit Clyve and the egg. And the other things.
Gotcha.
You're okay. She's going to position it. Unlike the other slimes.
Okay, good.
Oh, sorry. What did you? That was the first one. Unlike the other slimes, this red blobby egg, it almost compresses itself completely flat against the floor, and it does divert some of the damage where you were kind of expecting it to move in a certain way. It actually got 21 on its saving throws. So it's going to take half damage.
Fuck that bitch. You failed,
What did
Clyve?
you get, Clyve, total? Yep. So full damage for Clyve.
Wait a minute. Hold up. It hasn't been 10 minutes since all this started, has it?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Because then I still have my bolstering magic.
Please bolster.
Sure.
That is what was it?
Did you already use the guidance I gave you too?
Yes. For my excessively long
3. Your original was 14, so that's 17, right?
Wait, what?
Your original was 12.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll my D3. So it's +2. 14.
You're fine. Okay, good. Good, because that's 41 fire damage.
Jeez.
So it becomes 20 points of fire damage to you and 20 points of fire damage to this thing. The flames like rip into this thing, and you can see it begins to burn and bubble and melt. You almost hear like a faint psionic, like a cry of pain in your minds.
Does it also get any of the fuzzy lumpkins?
It does, but they all seem to be the same thing. They all seem to be connected, like they're not independent creatures. So it just
cool.
kind of gets engulfed by the fireball. It takes it as one.
Awesome. Bonus action. I'm going to use my spiritual weapon to. Am I in melee range with any of them?
You sort of moved into the room, so I would probably say that the gnome is next to you. Yeah.
The gnome. Okay. I'm gonna cut that gnome, even though they're all connected. Doesn't really matter. Which is a +6 to hit. 18 + 6. I'm guessing that hits.
Hits. Yep, hits.
That's 1d8 + 1. 7 points of force damage.
7 points of force damage. So it cuts into it, and again, like it seems that the central creature, the blob, does react as if in pain, as if it too has been cut. Weakly still standing.
Then my fire spirit is going to take 2 slashes at the one in front of me.
Okay.
That is a 12 + 9.
Dang.
Yep.
To hit, and then a 14 + 9. I'm assuming hits.
Yep.
Just doing work this turn.
And then that's 2d10s plus 18. Where are my d10s? There they are. So that's 10 plus 18, or 10 plus 9, which is 19, and 5 plus 9, which is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 plus 19. How much is that?
So it doesn't matter. The dragon warrior strides in, and this kind of central creature, we just see the elemental fire guardian just plunge its blade or whatever weapon it has into this central mass creature. The fire bubbles and burns as it just begins to boil and dissipate. And it just becomes liquid at your feet. All of the other creatures dissipate as soon as it dies. They just melt away into nothing. And over the course of... How long does Wall of Fire last, Agnis?
Only up to a minute.
A minute is still 10 rounds of basically incinerating whatever is left of that slime pool as it just throws itself mindlessly into the fire and is burnt away.
I like to imagine that Agnis is standing with her hands clasped behind her back, like a professor looking out a window. And there's like a slight translucence to the wall, and it's like, and she's just like smiling. Taking a deep breath.
Vengeance.
Because we're out of time, we're going to end things there, and we're going to do a quick wrap up, especially to lead us into season 5. But I will tell you that this whatever happened here, and it will be a mystery as to why these slimes were here or what happened in this place. What you do, however, know is that whatever treasury this dwarven structure had is the sum of 60,000 gold pieces.
Shut up!
Wow. Which is going to be exactly the kind of funds you need develop Eveningstar over the next however long for our season 5 finale.
60,000?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The symmetry of
this. The dwarves of gemstone and silver and gold and platinum and mithril and adamantine will equate to about 60,000 gold. Yeah. Perfect for building up a fledgling settlement, I think.
For Agnis personally, the symmetry of like having come into Eveningstar, burning a bridge and with Wall of Fire and causing damage to the place, to now using Wall of Fire to defend a bridge and finding 60,000 gold. It's beautiful.
That is pretty beautiful.
It's very poetic.
Yeah.
Very poetic. But yeah, we are going to leave things there as we set ourselves up. There will be a short time skip to the start of season 5, so we will probably jump ahead a few months after you guys get all this. It will take time to bring all of this treasure back to Eveningstar, to begin setting up the mine, all of that kind of stuff itself. And yeah, we will move into it. Let's do some real quick shout outs as we round off this live final episode.
Let's start with Mark.
Yeah.
Really, very quickly, at SherlockHulmes, Sherlock_Hulmes on Twitter, or I have started streaming again on Twitch, which is SherlockHulmes_ at the end, because Twitch usernames are always taken. So you can follow me there. Watch High Rollers. It's my baby. Come and watch that. I tag Shady.
Hi guys, I'm ShadyPenguinn, aka Jonathan Indovino, or you can reverse that. I really don't care anymore. If you see me at Applebee's, say hi. I love that. It's really fun, especially when I'm with people.
Only at Applebee's.
Only everywhere else do not. I don't even exist. You can find me on socials, ShadyPenguinn, uploading YouTube videos again. It's a lot of fun. They're hyper edited Pokemon content. So I hope you guys enjoy Bearded Men, Young and Pixels. I will tag Mica.
Hi, my name is Mica Burton. You can find me everywhere at Mica Burton. I now have a dog on my screen.
Great.
There's nothing I can really chat about right now, but I love my friends. I tag Nate.
Hello. I already said at the beginning, new Sonic album dropping. Check it out on Spotify or youtube.com/GiveHeartRecords. And I tag Anna.
I'm at Anna Prosser or annaprosser.com. If you need any talking done, I do that. You can contact me on my website there. Also, I will be at PAX East with Acquisitions Incorporated, playing my character Evelyn. So we'll be doing a live show that will also be streamed. So please come hang out and enjoy. And between now and next season, I hope to have some fun content for you, including maybe some music content and a big announcement of something I'm working on. So please stay in touch with me if you like D&D and gaming and kindness. Thanks for watching our show.
That's a very lovely thing. Thanks for watching. Short break. Keep an eye on our social medias for when we're back. Take care. We love you.
Did you guys know that Zoom has filters?
Bye.
Bye.